to my mother and all the women of color whose labor maintains this fascist regime for which we stand. One spirit, indivisible, under capitalism, with denial and blood for all.
Welcome.
Take off your shoes. Take off your education. Take off your respectability.
I mean, take off your assimilation. Take off your apathy. Take off your ignorance.
I mean, take off your assimilation.
Allow your toes to caress the ground once again, the way your ancestors refused to, and they laced their shoes and bodies with things that were not meant for them.
And colonized this land, and raped its women, and nicknamed their twins modernity and science.
Which gave birth to America.
Which gave birth to your ignorance.
Which gave birth to our complicity. Confront the most honest parts of you, that rash on your thigh, that empire in your heart, that trauma in the crick of your neck.
That dream lost somewhere between your head and your hands.
Stick your fingers inside of you to find yourself again. Pull it out. That human you lost somewhere.
Between the multiple choice questions.
Somewhere in those 9 digits and false promises.
Somewhere in this Hollywood narrative and goddamn college education.
And rip yourself from the scene.
And tear yourself from the chain.
And howl into the night.
And fuck the pain away.
And remember that the genes our parents gave us are torn. And that's so last season, so let's take them off and run into the streets and set fire to the corporations and cut the credit cards and embrace one another.
And remember human, that relic we lost somewhere while bombing Yemen, while annihilating Afghanistan, while incarcerating black, while bashing queer, while loving money, and
remember that we inherit their political pragmatism, their excess and their denial. We
who live in a body, a name, a school, a town, a country, a state that calls it freedom, as the gap between rich and poor, I mean woman and man, I mean black and white, increases.
I mean as the gap between finger and trigger decreases, I mean calls it justice just because I'm writing about it in my thesis. So
solidarity to Gaza.
Solidarity to the faggots.
Solidarity to the sluts.
Solidarity to the dreamers.
Solidarity to us.
We, the conscious people of these divided states.
In order to form a less imperialist union.
Establish justice, tranquilize oppression, disarm our military.
Promote welfare for the poor and seek redistribution for ourselves and our chosen kinship. To ordain and establish this radical intervention.
The day after 9/11, my Hindu temple, that one in small town Texas where we grew up believing in God and America and other things greater than ourselves, printed new t-shirts. American flag on the front, the back red, we will never forget 9/11. God bless America. And you wore that shirt to school the next day. Made sure it fit just right. Like the English on your tongue, like the Bible in your hand, hoped that its crisp white would distract your classmates from the newfound terrorist threat of your skin. That day you woke up and found that you were afraid of yourself. And at lunch, your white classmate asked you why your people did this to us. And you point to your flag, and you point to your God. But these are things that no longer belong to you, and for the first time in your life you feel, we are not them, we are not Muslim, we are feel brown. When they call you a terrorist, you believe them the way you believe in the cool edge of your father's razor as it slices your cheeks. Keep it back, bleed for your country. And we are bleeding for your country, America. We 1,501 attacks against people of Middle Eastern descent in the United States in 2001. We New York City taxi drivers stabbed after they asked if he was Muslim. We Shaima Al-Wadi beaten in her home as they scream, "Fly back to your country, you terrorist." We 9 Sikh murdered in prayer in Wisconsin. We hundreds of thousands of people annihilated by your wars. I mean your ego. And how many of us must you kill before you lower your flags and remove them from our lands again, America? And how many of us must you deport before you feel white again, America? And how many of us must you torture before you feel like God again, America? But the Democratic National Convention was last week. And your president, the same one who will visit your mosques and temples in the US and burn them across the ocean, tells the crowd that America is the greatest nation on earth. And you can hear them clapping. And it sounds like the gunshots on the other channel. God bless America is nothing but a campaign slogan. And is this your remembrance? And is this your blessing? And 9/11 is not over. Today your president is sending drones to Pakistan. Today your patriots are raping women in Iraq. But you do not see us, America. Our brown bodies, the dirt you must step on your path to freedom, I mean propaganda. Our brown bodies, the sand you must wipe out of your eyes for a clearer vision, I mean imperialism. Our brown bodies, the shit you must use to grow your food and your capitalism, I mean your capitalism. And I no longer wear your shirts. And I no longer believe in God, but I believe in the brown of my skin. Believe it the way the waiter at the restaurant calls me brother, this gospel of our people. All that you have left for us to cling on to. So, God, brown America. And this is my blessing. And this is my remembrance. Rest in power. Woo!